Hi everyone, my name is Joe Dubisar. The proposal, research proposal for my capstone project that I decided to do on is in one way is goals are unique in that sports setting, major coaching and athletic administration. So the area of concern or the general topic of why this study proposal is that this research wants to find out of how goal setting that sports can be unique, what types of that sports can set and how it affects their performance, motivation, and obstacles they may face throughout the season, throughout this race study. Furthermore, the Goal City survey can be utilized to assist the sports participants in the process of setting their goals or goal setting. Additionally, teaching at that sports athletes to set goals for themselves can allow them on certain areas they are continue struggling with. By doing so, coaches are helping their athletes set a personal vision, mission to help them reach their end goal. And the importance of the importance of the study is by taking a deeper dive into this research to see if setting goals actually helps that sports athletes increase their performance. So the overall trends. So I noticed during one of the research I read from Bristol noted that they utilize the concept of theory, which is a social cognitive framework connected with psychological distance to resolve challenge by interacting on the literature, the vision of the goals, of setting goals. They were able to develop a hypothesis regarding the circumstances and the rationale behind the effectiveness of each strategy that they use. And also the Special Olympic vanilla trend was the Special Olympic Robinson showed a commonality between the two when promoting sports participants among individuals with disabilities shared the goal of enhancing the overall well-being and quality of life of individuals with disabilities through sports engagement. Lastly, another trend I noticed as well, that personal and priority, sorry, I mispronounced that, emphasize a surgical technique into coaching practice while recognizing the value of competing, sorry, value as a competition as it means to enhance motivation and personal development among athletes in disabilities and adaptive sports. So some of the gaps that I noticed that impacts the goals he has on athletes, the challenges that athletes face throughout the season, their long-term planning and competition rates when it comes to setting goals is that if a person discuss the challenges that athletes face when it comes to setting goals, like some notice that they get frustrated, they get overwhelmed, they're not happy, they're not completing the goals. So those gaps are missing. Russian lacks coordinated data that could provide a more comprehensive understanding the outcomes of why this may be happening when it comes to performance, and especially the Special Olympics lacks the research findings to strain whether or not the small goal model that is being provided for them that they set up for the coaches to help assist their athletes while if it improves their performance. Now, the purpose of the study is to see how goal setting benefits the athletes that sports setting and explore to have a better understanding of the effectiveness of setting these goals within the context of that sports. And now some research questions that for the study, like how do athletes who have disabilities establish objectives that are precise and customized to their unique capabilities and needs? And how do athletes who have disabilities establish these objectives that are precise and customized to their unique capabilities and needs? and how to adequately disability monitor the progress toward the objectives and make necessary adjustments. Now, when it comes to the methods for participants, so for the participation, so the participant must be between the ages of 12 to 18 years old, males and females, must seventh to 12th grade. Now, here's the inclusion and inclusions when it comes to within the study. So when it comes to the inclusion criteria, the participant must meet these needs. So the participant must be between the age of 12 to 18 years old, male and female. They must be participating in adult sports, and they must be grades 7th to 12th. When it comes to the inclusion criteria, participants over the age before the test won't be able to partake in the study. Participants who are not in adult sports and participants who are not grades 7th to 12th grade will not be able to partake in the study. And there will be no participants who will be recruiting outside the Minnesota High School League, and no athletes will be recruited within the Special Olympics, Paralympics, or Unified Sports to help keep the participant at a sample size to a minimum. And the goal is to recruit total males and females, because the reason why for this is that oftentimes within high school teams, within that sports, whether it's within the CI is cognitive impaired, and PI is physically impaired. With these two divisions, usually you have team around 20, and I feel that'll be a good number to start with, because the teams usually have around 20 athletes. Now, when it comes to instruments, there will be 3 different instruments tests that we'll be using. So we will have the small goal, the grow model, goal model, and the questionnaire survey adapted from the San Diego State University that was established back in 1989 by Russell. So when it comes to the small goal model, so the small goal model, what it's used for is there to help guide their athletes in setting goals they would like to achieve in a particular area of sport. Now, the goal model is there will be sub for the small goal as the alternative, because the small goal stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timeable. And the questionnaire, the reason why for this is so it's therefore basically skill 1 through 10. Though some of the sample questions will be: when I fail to achieve my goals, am I disappointed? The more times that I fail achieve my goals, the more I want to lower them. I feel proud when I achieve my goals. So these are the questions that will be used before they partake in the study. They will answer these questions. They will rate themselves scale 1 through 10 to see how confident they are prior setting their personal goals prior for the season. And here are the 2 example modules you see here. We have the small goal, and we have the example questions from the goal from the survey. Now, the procedure. So after the participants sign the consent form, and his photo will be happening within the study, the participants will answer questions from the goal survey. Then they will set the goal that they would like to accomplish from the small goal model. And once again, the goal model can be used as an alternative. However, if the participants is under the age of 18, they will still have to send the consent form along with the parent or guardian. But if they're 18 years of age, the participants just have to sign the consent form. No will be going on, but the parents do not, since they're the legal age. Now, the questionnaire, the reason why the question is within the study is to help the students to where they're at in terms of how confident they are in setting goals and how they would like to accomplish them. Now, this study will occur during one of the following seasons: that's soccer, that's full hockey, and that's softball, and it will last throughout the whole duration of the season. The reason why this is There's some teams, whether that's sports, some of them only partake in one sport. So, for example, if you have a team like Breno who want to participate in floor hockey, they want to partake in the study. They all want to do that during the floor hockey season, Cato floor hockey season, and so on and so forth. And they will evaluate their progress throughout every couple of weeks to see how the progress is, and if they need to adjust their goals anytime. So the design analysis. Before we continue that, so for example, when we use the questionnaire, it will measure the athlete's self-confidence and belief in their ability to succeed. And the small goal of the questionnaire is an example of that, because it will measure how confident they are. Seemingly with the small goal, under the similar conditions, and their response are, yeah. And it was the same thing we see in the fidelity. The question will be considered valid if the measure is supposed to measure. And in this case, we're supposed to be measuring. We have the questionnaire, how confident they are, and we are going to go to the small model to which we measure their how long they're to their set the specific goal. Is it measurable? Are they be able to attain it? Is it realistic enough for them to be able to attain? And is it timeable? If all these work, it will be a fidelity for this research, or for them as well. We're coming to the dynamics analysis. So for this, we're going to use the several SPSS, the statistical package for the social sciences, will be used to help collect the data. So it will be used to collect the p-value to help find the value of setting goals and correlation of how it will benefit those who didn't set the goals. It'll be used to collect the p-value, the data from these will be analyzed using the quantitative methods to find the tools to help define the average scores and compare them to males and females. The confidence when it's setting goals if the data allows it. Now, when the independent and dependent variable, independent variable will utilize the 3 models of the specific goal set. Dependent variable influence the performance or progress towards those goals. So when it comes to the protocol application within the discussion, so this there's going to be a few of them, just a few examples of them. So setting goals and participating in that sports will help provide many benefits for athletes. These goals can optimize performance, heighten motivation, and increase feelings of success. These principles can be applied of other life goals, not just in sports, in a nutrient and constructive manner, thereby developing a healthy attitude and personal resistance. So it can apply not just in sports, but the life goals as well. So future adaptive athletic coaches to help their athletes by giving them on a setting goals using a small goal principle. To suggesting appropriate expectations for the upcoming season. For instance, coaches could use findings to help athletes to set realistic goals and help them make sure they're achievable for them, so they're not feel disappointed if they're not able to achieve their goal by a certain deadline. And understand the importance of goal setting and the performance and develop strategies to overcome different challenges that may occur throughout the study. So another one, it could be tailoring training programs. So coaches can use a target structure to tailor programs according to the needs and aspirations of visual athletes. In this case, it's not sports athletes, and help understand the individual goals of each athlete, whether they're related to skill exertion, the fitness level, or the combination results. Coaches can design more effective training regimes that align with these objectives, along with their performance level and how well-known other in this sport. And promoting psychological resistance can be another practical application. Psychological flexibility among athletes may also increase their engaging in target defensive practices when failures or failures are encountered. Having an established goal provide a framework for recovery and consistent effort. Athletes learn to face challenges, which are in form of the familiar opportunities rather than unsafe obstacles. This ability is important for long-term success in competitive sports within that sports and non-that sports. So limitations too. So there will be quite a few limitations within the study. So it is possible that this may have not tried enough interest for that sports athletes who participate or partake within this study. The lack of information can be attributed to various factors among participation rates, the demographics, the urban and rural areas, available equipment, and pursuit utilization. So some areas might be able to track better than others, depending on the urban and rural areas. The affinity of goal setting and the time that sports possibility of a association within other sports and the potential difficulties it may create. The Special Olympics and Paralympics may attract a distant number of participants from the Twin Cities area suburbs surrounding the Minneapolis and St. Paul areas compared to those participating in that sports. So some of the medical problems could be such as sample size, the participant rates, the lack of interest, losing participants, and low response rates. So this can be like they want to partake in it, but low response rates. When it comes to the goal survey, but not so much of the small goal or the goal model when it comes to setting goals, or any of those three can apply as well when it comes to low response rates. So here comes the recommendation for future research. So this study provides future research opportunities. That'll be a great starting point, and it will be beneficial to conduct like areas like the Special Olympics, the Paralympics, or even the intermediate sports, to see if there's any difference in how proper goal setting is between Special Olympics, the Paralympics, or intermediate sports, and then that sports athletes. And further research should dive deeper into physical and psychological and social impacts it has when it comes to participating in setting these goals when coming from these athletes. And a future study could take a larger sample instead of 20 and introduce them with better and proper testing, such as the questionnaire. 20 would be a good starting point, but future research could utilize maybe like a larger population to have a better understanding of how unique goal setting is in that sports. And nonetheless, and then the thing is, will there be a similar difference between the athletes who set goals, have less anxiety, and more confident than those who didn't set goals? So that'll be like another thing, another recommendation for research, for future research can look into of how goal setting, of how unique goal setting is in that sports. Conclusion, to wrap things up. So this is so basically the study will examine the Minnesota High School League under that supports athletes from different high schools around the metro area to understand the positives and negatives aspect behind the unique ways of setting goals in that sports setting, which is a really deeper investigation of the study. The question poses the question is who attended to find why the process for adaptive sports athletes with the help of the modules to see if this will motivate or increase their confidence in setting goals. and a deep understanding of the phenomenon of that sports athletes, that sports could be obtained the research on this subject that they can help enlighten if you're within that sports and goal setting. And to, yeah, that will wrap my research proposal. Thank you so much for this was a very fun program to be a part of. I have a fun time putting this project together. I'm wanting more about how to run this, how to potentially run the study as a proposal. And here's my references. And thank you so much. And I wish you best of luck in the future. Thank you so much.